Today on Hatching for Health. Today we are joined by a really special organization along with a little boy that they have helped save the life of, his mother, and a translator here on set.
For the moms and the dads out there is to don't give up, because she knew something was wrong with Luke before any doctors did.
Some of the children that are sent to us are actually supported by charity organizations, in this case HeartGift, where kids who otherwise would not be able to get care, who are, frankly dying from their heart defects.
Throughout his first year of life, he almost died 3 different times.
Hi, I'm your host, Jessica Hatch. We are here inspiring hope, spotlighting rare battles, and uniting families. Today we are joined by a really special organization along with a little boy that they have helped save the life of, his mother, and a translator here on set. So they are known as HeartGift, and Mr. Luke is with us, the little boy that they helped. Thank you guys for being here, all the way from Bolivia?
Honduras.
Honduras. So very special. Thank you so much for coming out. So I just want to start with highlighting HeartGift and who you guys are, because bringing a little soul here and pretty much saving his life is really hard to do. So tell us about HeartGift.
HeartGift was started because 1 out of 100 children are born with congenital heart defects, and 90% of those children live in an area that specialized treatment is not available or scarce. So in America and other industrialized countries, care is provided for no matter what your geography is or your financial capacity. Mm-hmm. So we focus on those kids, and we provide life-saving heart surgery for those children around the globe at no cost to their family.
This is incredible. And so Ceci and your little boy Luke, so how did you guys find out about HeartGift? If we can,
¿Cómo te enteraste de HeartGift?
Cuando nosotros nos dicen que el niño tiene que ser operado antes del año y todavía no sucedía, empezamos a buscar información.
Okay. When she saw that he wasn't progressing like they thought he should have, they started to look for information.
En las redes sociales y por todos lados, hasta que pudimos dar en Facebook con HeartGift.
Okay. So, just trying to figure out kind of by word of mouth and with social workers what they could do for Luke, and they finally found HeartGift on Facebook.
Okay, isn't that amazing what Facebook has, how many people it's able to reach. And so Luke is, how old is he?
1 year.
1 year old,
yes.
Okay. So with these heart conditions, I feel like they're definitely something that is noticed like very early on, right?
Yes.
I mean, these surgeries need to take place, and I would assume between, birth and 1 year, and then maybe up to, what would you say is the typical age?
Well, for HeartGift, we help children 14 and younger.
Okay.
And it depends on where the child is born and mm-hmm. what the capabilities of the doctors are there. Sometimes they cannot detect the heart murmurs. So you've probably heard of holding your heart or a blue baby.
Yeah.
Those are the children that we provide the surgeries for.
Amazing. And you were talking about the fact that so many of them live in, countries outside of the U.S. Why that is, I have no idea, but that's where a lot of your reach is, it sounds like.
Yes, because in America, kids are taken care of. Mm-hmm. But it's these countries that do not have the medicine that is required to fix these babies. We go in and help them.
Incredible. So Ceci, tell me, when you found them on Facebook, how long was the process until you actually were able to get here to Houston for the surgery?
¿Cuánto tiempo duró para llegar a Houston para aplicar o solicitar?
Fue un proceso bastante largo, tardó entre unos 5 meses para poder tener una respuesta, y desde noviembre llegamos a Houston el 23 de abril.
So it took about 5 months. They started the process in November and waiting for answers and going back and forth, and they finally got here in April.
Okay. Okay, that's amazing. And with his condition, it was 2 different holes in the heart that he
Yes.
had. And these are all considered, I guess CHDs, like congenital defects.
Yes.
Not something that's out of, under anybody's control, right? This is something developed in the utero, and it's just something that luckily there's a life-saving surgery available.
Yes.
How many surgeons do y'all actually have, in your network per se?
Well, here in Houston, we partner with Children's Memorial Hermann Hospital
Okay.
and all their cardiovascular surgeons, their cardiologists, and the nurses, and they provide such great care to our children. We also have a location in Austin, New
Okay.
Orleans, and San Antonio.
Okay, incredible. Yeah, I know Dr. Salazar, which we do have like a one-on-one that is going to, be added into this episode just about Luke's story in particular, since Dr. Salazar couldn't be here today.
Yes.
And that's who operated Jorge Salazar? Is
Yes, he is
that- or George
fantastic.
in English? Okay. And so, Ceci, is your husband, Johnny, is he here with you or is he back home?
¿Está aquí Johnny o está en Honduras?
No, él está en Honduras con mi otra hija. Quedó al cuidado de ella.
He's taking care of their daughter, Zoe, in Honduras.
Back
It's still
in
there,
Honduras.
yes.
Okay. Ask if you can, or I guess I'll say, so Ceci, so tell me, upon coming here, just kind of the emotional state, coming alone without your husband, and just kind of the, what all you went through.
Llegar aquí sin tu esposo y sin la familia, ¿cómo te sentías? ¿Cómo estabas con todo eso?
Fue muy difícil prácticamente separarnos, pero era algo que era necesario. Tanto para todos fue bastante difícil, pero debíamos hacerlo por la salud del niño.
It was very difficult to leave and to be separated,
Yeah.
but it was necessary for the life of their child, so she knew that she had to do it.
And he looks to be thriving and doing really good. I mean, how many days since his surgery?
¿Cuántos días hace cuántos días desde la cirugía?
13 días.
13 days.
Okay, amazing. You're so brave, to be here and to obviously just to seek out the help that, was there for her. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing is, I think there's a lot of things people find on the internet, and they just don't know what they can trust. So to feel so comfortable with an organization, to fly across the country to another country, to have a life-saving surgery, it just says a lot about the way your organization handles things for sure.
Well, she's a true hero, because to come to a foreign land that you don't speak the language and trust complete strangers with your child's life is amazing. I think I question whether I could do it or not. So
Yeah.
she was able to find help really quick. Unfortunately, it takes sometimes years for these patients to get the help that they need.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, that might sound like a long time, but for others, I mean, I'm sure just finding a resource alone is probably, years at best. So I think that's incredible. Tell me, so when a family does find you guys, like, what is that process of identifying that you can actually help them? Because I'm assuming, not everybody might be a candidate.
Right. So we do require an echocardiogram, because there's the typical, I guess, congenital heart defects that we repair are ones that can be repaired in one surgery and then they go home. And it will be really hard for her to find follow-up care. So she will be leaving here with Luke's future totally set. We'll have his 3 months worth of prescriptions, and when he's done with that, he should be totally fine.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
that's
healthy
wonderful.
and happy and living life to its fullest.
And so what, as far as the surgeries that he did have, how long were those?
It's about a 6-hour surgery.
6 hours, wow. So does he have a little scar down the chest?
Oh
Okay.
yes.
That they actually go in and
Yeah.
And do
So
basically-
his surgery was at ASD, which is atrial septal defect and ventricular septal defect.
Okay.
So he had a hole in the upper chambers of his heart and on his lower chambers of his
So
heart.
it goes all the way from there, all the way down to like near the belly button. Wow. Look at him healing so well too. You're so tough. You're so tough.
Oh, yes, you
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
I wonder when they grow up, like, to be told what they went through, like, they're probably like, what?
Why do I have this?
You know, and they're just, they're little miracles, you know? Yes, you are. He's like a poster child for anything. He's like, you know, yes, I see that little look. Little
Es muy
flirt.
guapo.
So
Yeah.
cute.
He had all the nurses and staff at the hospital just melting.
I bet.
Yes.
I bet. And so you also, Ceci, have a 5-year-old daughter back home in Honduras?
Tienes la hija en Honduras, Zoe. Sí.
Okay. And does she have any conditions with her heart, or is she healthy? And
¿Ella tiene buena salud o tiene alguna cosa con la corazón?
No, ella perfectamente tiene salud.
She has perfect health.
okay, that's great. And with Dr. Salazar, is he there's probably multiple pediatric cardiac thoracic surgeons, right? Isn't that the full name of it?
Yes, yes.
That operate, obviously, being that he's bilingual, that makes the family feel very comfortable.
Oh, yes.
But how many others is there in the Memorial Hermann?
In the team, I don't know. I've personally met 3 or 4 of them. I don't know exactly how many are on his team.
Okay.
And they just, all of them have donated their time for these patients, and it's just a wonderful thing.
Yeah, no, it's quite amazing. But we do have to take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
But good time.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, we will be right back. We'll be right back with you after this quick commercial break. Coming up next on Hatching for Health.
Unfortunately, in most places in the world, heart surgery and heart repairs are not available.
Hey, welcome to Infinity Diagnostic Center and Prestige Medical Pain Clinic. We are right here in the heart of Houston, inside the 610 Loop. We do interventional pain management and we do MRIs. Our MRI facility offers a 1.5 Tesla Siemens magnet. We can do MRIs of the brain, spine, any extremity, foot and ankle. We got you covered. Then we have our pain suite. So our pain suite is for when you do have that pain. You get the MRI and now the doctor can sit and evaluate that MRI with you and look at exactly what's going on. And right here, they'll do an interventional pain injection, ESIs, transforaminal, a various amount. We've got 2 doctors on staff, so we got you covered. Before you actually get set up over here, you're gonna come to our consultation room, in which you will be visited with one of the specialists. And we're treating insurance, cash patients, Department of Labor, and personal injury, which is so important. So we can take care of all of those different needs. Just come see us here at Infinity Diagnostics and Prestige Medical Pain Clinic. Welcome back from the break. If you have just joined us, we have an organization here known as HeartGift, along with a mother and little boy that was helped by them, and a translator because the family is from Honduras. And we'll also have Dr. Salazar on Zoom. So welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. I know you're very busy in clinic over there.
Thank you for your understanding.
Yeah, so we've already been chatting and learning about this miraculous surgery that you did, which a short 13 days ago. This is really impressive, being able to see him here and getting ready to head back home. So I did want to, talk a little bit about when they do go back home. I know the medications, you guys set them up for success. Is there a doctor, like a line of communication there locally? Just should there be any concerns that they've communicated with as kind of like a backup to help with that?
So every country is different that we serve the children. But in Luke's case, they live quite remotely, and it's a 6-hour drive to a hospital for them to get the echocardiogram.
Wow.
And Ceci and her husband had to borrow a car to get there. So we did a patient 2 years ago, also from Honduras, and she has yet to see a follow-up cardiologist because they're so few and far between.
Yeah.
And there are always adult cardiologists, never a pediatric cardiologist.
Yeah, I bet that's a huge difficulty in finding that type of subspecialty.
Yes.
In places like that. What other countries have you all been able to help children from? Like how many other countries?
So we have served over 35 different countries,
Wow.
800 children since our inception, which was the year 2000.
Amazing. And these are all like open heart surgeries.
Well, they're either repaired in the cath lab or in open heart.
Okay.
Or in surgery.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think that like there's 15 different kinds of these, what they call CHD,
Yes.
congenital heart diseases that have been diagnosed.
Yes.
I should
Yes.
say. Okay. I remember there was a child, they had tetralogy at Fallot.
Yes.
And it was in a country and they had to travel here. And, it was very difficult. Actually, Salazar looked at the case and I think that they don't always live. So it was a very, risky situation. But are these surgeries, obviously you never know, but I mean, a lot of these surgeries, y'all are, I guess the doctors are so good at that the success rate, I'm assuming, is pretty much, what percentage?
Well, success rates are very high, especially here in Houston. And we also take some of our more difficult cases because they are so well trained and they're so good at their job that I feel perfectly safe and perfectly comfortable with them
Yeah.
saving these babies' lives.
Yeah, definitely. And I wanted to ask you, Ceci, and Luke over there. So just in the process, that you've overcome coming here and all the things, is there any kind of advice that she could give to like other mothers going through it?
En el viaje con HeartGift, ¿tienes algún tipo de aviso para padres que van a venir con sus hijos? No me entiendes. Okay. ¿Qué es consejo? Que si hay consejo para otros padres.
Para otros padres. Sí, podría decirle a otros padres que van a venir que sean pacientes y que hagan todo conforme se le ha dicho con la fundación.
Just to have patience with everything.
Yeah.
Everything will get done with time.
Yeah, that's I think some great advice. I know, Jana, you had shared some photos following the surgery and just, the sense of relief when they came out to say everything went well, his surgery is completed. I mean, 6 hours for a 1-year-old is, for anybody.
True.
Even if it's a simple surgery. So tell us about that moment, because you're a part of a lot of these really special moments for these families. Like, what was that like for you?
It really threw me off guard. So Ceci, so she spent a year looking for help for him. And I would give advice that for the moms and the dads out there is to don't give up, because she knew something was wrong with Luke before any doctors did. And the local doctor was unable to diagnose it. So she pursued it, went to a different hospital, and then finally found out for sure what was going on, and then got the echo and the chest x-ray that was necessary, all the necessary stuff.
Of course.
So it was her driving force to look for a solution. And she's done that for over a year. And throughout his first year of life, he almost died 3 different times. He had pneumonia twice and something else. So when Dr. Salazar came out and said, he's going to be great, he'll feel better tomorrow, she just, faded, and she lost 20 pounds right then and there. It was so emotional. And
just to hear that. I guess these conditions are very life-threatening, like what you're saying. I mean, something not as simple as ammonia, but something that most children can fight off very easily without that whole become a life-threatening moment. We want to see your face. I think he dropped his little bracelets.
Look. You see those crazy people over there?
His little bracelets are on the floor there. I think. I was like. There you go. Look at that. Camera ready.
Yeah, really.
So tell me, say like, I'm a family in need, or I know someone in need, like what's the best way they can get in contact and have someone immediately get back in touch with them?
So you can go to our website, heartgift.org, and all the information is there. You can refer a child, you can sign up to volunteer in any of our cities, Houston, New Orleans, San Antonio, or Austin, and you can even donate.
That's, yeah, anything helps. I mean, to continue to basically spread the word to be able to help more children.
Yes.
And Dr. Salazar, so sorry we hadn't gotten to connect as much with you as I'd like, but just to my knowledge, like I know that you've been a part of HeartGift for quite some time. Is this one of the main organizations that you help do surgeries for?
Sure. As you can imagine, we get patients from all over the world with difficult heart defects, and many of these children have been turned down elsewhere. And so we're the destination referral center for the most complex kids, not just from Houston or Texas, but really from around the world. And some of the children that are sent to us are actually supported by charity organizations, in this case HeartGift, where kids who otherwise would not be able to get care, who are, frankly dying from their heart defects, are supported by an organization, HeartGift in this case, to allow them to come here to the United States, to Houston, to Children's Memorial Hermann Hospital, to get their repair done. And we were thrilled to be able to offer this care to Luke and to his family. Very, very excited to be able to help him.
And the surgery with Luke, I mean, how common is that for, say an American child coming to you? Is it much more common coming from other countries?
That's a great question. So it turns out that heart defects are incredibly common. Most people are not aware of this, but 1 out of every 100 children born, a full 1% of all kids born in the world, but also here in Houston, also here in Texas, are born with a heart defect. And the heart defect that Luke had, which is a ventricular septal defect or a hole in his heart, is incredibly common. And we have hundreds and hundreds of children that are from here in the United States, in particular locally, that come to us to get care for heart defects like this. Unfortunately, in most places in the world, heart surgery and heart repairs are not available. And it's a sad thing to think about, but our goal, our motivation with the help of an organization like HeartGift is to help as many kids as we can. And I've had a relationship with HeartGift now for about 19 years and seen so many lives changed because of what they do and the donors that give out of their personal funds to be able to bring these kids from elsewhere here to Houston so that we can care for them.
I see. And Jana, so you actually do know Dr. Salazar personally, and some of the other surgeons maybe as well, but most of the surgeries have been with him?
No, not necessarily.
A combination of
yes,
of all of the doctors?
Yes, and yes.
Okay, but all cardiac, thoracic, pediatric surgeons are y'all's, basically
Exactly.
chain. And do they also do you mentioned the surgery that's done like through a cath?
Yes, in the cath lab where they go through your artery down here.
Okay.
And goes up. So it's nice because it's quicker recovery, and so it's less invasive for the child.
Okay. Now, all of these surgeries, I'm not assuming that these families, have just like money to be like, hey, I need to go have surgery. Like, how are these things covered? I mean, are they having to figure out a way to come up with the funds? Are they insurance doing paying for it?
Great question. HeartGift provides these surgeries at no cost to their families. So we are reliant on donations and volunteers, as well as our medical team. So the volunteers host them. We bring them in from the third world countries, and we put them up to stay with them for 4 to 6 weeks. We feed them, we help them feel as close to home as possible, and just take good care of them.
That's incredible. I think Luke, in addition to his mom being here, there was a family that had hosted them. Is that right? And
yes.
They've been with since arrival through the surgery, and they just get to live kind of in the comfort of like someone else's home, I should say.
Yes, it's so much more rewarding as well as homey to be at a home as opposed to a hotel.
I bet.
So the host families will go to the airport and greet them, and we always make it a fun, festive moment, and then they go home with the host families, and we show them around and make sure everything's safe and they're comfortable, and then the hospital starts. The appointments start.
Of course. And Dr. Salazar, so with I guess these appointments and really all of what you're doing, I kind of wanted to have some advice from you to other families that are going through such a serious learning of a condition like this, and then the seriousness of the surgery. Just some advice you could give.
Yeah. So the most important thing that I want to tell the parents, because I'm a parent myself, is that there is reason for hope. And we would do anything to protect our own children, to care for our own children. And I certainly, as a parent, understand that. So we partner with parents to help these kids, even with heart defects that are 1,000 times more complex than Luke's. And I'm glad to tell you that the success rate is incredibly high. For a heart defect like Luke's, the success rate is over 99%. And that is, at the end of the surgery, they have a normal heart and they get to go on to lead a normal life. Can't think of anything more valuable than that. So my advice is, or my feedback to the parents is definitely there's reason to have hope, and we're here to help.
That's great. Yeah. Thank you so much. And Jana, you as well. I mean, I think you are the one person that essentially kind of makes all this happen. I mean, obviously this is HeartGift is a tool for you, but you've definitely been put, in a place to do some of God's work. So just some advice that you have to some of these mothers that you're consistently, meeting and helping.
I have the best seat in the house. It is such an honor and a privilege to be a part of this. The children come to America tired, not feeling well, really ill health, blue lips, blue fingernails, hardly can breathe, and then our incredible medical team at Children's Memorial Hermann saves their life. But also, almost as important are all the volunteers that they put them up in their home, and they just love on these people. Their lives are forever changed. I know the patient and the mom who come here, our lives are changed, but the folks here in town, really, it's like we bring a mission to them. The nurses, they love the HeartGift babies because the mom it's generally the mom, but it's a caregiver. They're so appreciative and know what a big commitment and a big honor it is that
we have to be doing that and helping out.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
Well, I'm just so grateful that you came out and we got to meet Luke, and Ceci and Liz came to translate. So Dr. Salazar, just thank you all for making this episode possible so we can help others. And heartgift.org is where they can go to donate or have any inquiries about a family that y'all can help. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you so much.
And thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Hatching for Health. We'll see you right back here next Saturday.